What's going on, guys? Here we're going to find out how good a team of second overall picks would be playing together in the NHL. I actually did a video like this last year with the first overall picks. I believe they did very well. I'm not sure if they won the Stanley Cup or not, but I know they had a pretty good team. So I'll see just how good this second overall pick team is here. We're actually going to start with the LA Kings simply because Drew Doughty's on this team, and the LA Kings basically have Kopitar and Doughty, no one else. As you can see, I'm using that Z there as the logo, or Z for the Americans, as it kind of looks like the number 2 if you really squint your eyes. So Metropolitan, second overall is the team name. Top players there, we have Victor Hedman and Jack Eichel of Genny Malkin. So definitely some talent on this team. Also, guys, as you can see here, the team is 89 overall, which makes us the best team in the Pacific, as well as the Western Conference. Only team better than us actually is Tampa Bay at 90 overall. We're tied there with Toronto. Also, actually did go back and check the first overall video. That team did win the Stanley Cup, so I'll be curious to see if the second overall team can pull it off as well. And real quick, guys, I want to thank Raycon for sponsoring this video. They actually sent me a pair of their everyday E25 earbuds earlier this year, so I've had them for almost a year now, and I'm really enjoying them. Actually, early in the year when I traveled Europe, I liked them a lot on the plane as they have a nice noise isolating fit. I was able to kind of get rid of a bit of that like airplane echo you sometimes hear. They're also really nice too. If you're just taking a phone call, makes it so much easier to hear. As well with the Bluetooth, they're just super quick to connect. The case actually has 24 hours of battery life, which is good for 4 charges, as your earbuds will last 6 hours each time they're charged. Also too, you actually have all these different sizing fits for your earbuds to make sure they fit your ears perfectly. They also come in a variety of awesome colors, so things look really sharp. So whatever your guys' favorite color is, I'm sure they'll have that available to you. Now, I actually just went with the classic black, so you guys can see here. If I open it up, they'll actually light up a bit. That just shows you that they're charged. Really easy to put in your ear here. Again, they have the different sizing fits, so they should, always fit in your ears snug. Shouldn't have to worry about them falling out or anything if you're being active. And not only do they look better, but they also sound just as good as other top audio brands Also, I mentioned it before, but Snoop Dogg was actually a co-founder for these earbuds. I think it's very, very cool. So if you're looking for a great holiday gift, I highly recommend these. Not only are they something you can use every single day, but they come in around half the price of other premium wireless earbuds. And right now, there's actually a limited time offer going on that'll get you the best price of the year. All you gotta do is click the link in the description box below, or go to buyraycon.com/TacTixHD to get yourself an extra 20% off. So if you guys are interested at all, definitely go and check them out, as not only are you getting a great deal, but you're also helping to support the channel. Now, let's get back to the video. And next, you guys will see what this roster is looking like. Team stats, there's Buyer. Again, that basically means we're a championship team. I think I messed that up in like the 120-year-old man, 99 overall video. As you can see, this team is pretty stacked. Lots of good chemistry as well. So first line there, you got Malkin playing with Eichel and Laine. Second lines, you got Svechnikov playing with Barkov and Sagan. Third line there, you have Landeskog playing with Reinhart and JVR, actually getting a +3. Fourth line's Kakko, Patrick, and Ryan. So pretty stacked forward group, honestly, no holes. And again, you can go through every single player there. Of course, drafted second overall. I always like that. You can kind of go through and see a theme, and it's the same throughout. Defensively here, unfortunately, we only have 3 defensemen that were drafted second overall. So really solid top pair there. Victor Hedman, Drew Doughty. Second pair is honestly still not too bad. You got Jordan Staal, who's got a very good defensive game, 90D awareness, 87 shot block, 89 stick check, paired up there with Ryan Murray. Unfortunately, the bottom pair is just forwards, so have Eric Staal there playing with Jason Spezza. Both of them are like not bad defensively. Spezza obviously a little bit worse, but he's only an 80 overall. I actually did want the Staal brothers playing together. Unfortunately, he gave us 2 -3. So I thought that'd been kind of cool, the 2 Staal brothers playing defense opposed to offense, but did not work out. Goaltending, so we had to get creative here. You can see our starters, Kerry Lettinen, who unfortunately is no longer in the game, so I had to create him. 36 years old there, 78 overall. So I based his rating on the last time he was in the game, which was NHL 19. He was 78 overall, so I just carried it over. Was drafted second overall back in 2002 by the Atlanta Thrashers. One thing I really like in this game, if you create a player and have them drafted in 2002 by the Winnipeg Jets, it'll know that at that time they're the Atlanta Thrashers, which is a small thing that I really, really like. That kind of knows, oh, at that time this team was actually this team. I just think that's really cool. Now, he was actually the only goalie I could find ever drafted second overall. So to back him up, obviously want someone lower rated, and I decided to go with Olivier Rodriguez. You guys might be wondering why did I choose him. So first reason, he was actually drafted third overall in the QMJHL draft, and the 2 picks ahead of him were both Halifax Moosehead picks. So the second team to draft took him. Basically, it was the closest thing I could find to like a second overall pick outside the NHL. Also, too, in the NHL, he went second round. So, again, closest thing I could find, like a second overall goalie. Also, I wanted to make sure they were lower rated than Lettinen. That way, obviously, Lettinen would be getting most of the starts. Special teams here, I'll give you guys a quick look at as well. So power play looks pretty good, both getting a +1. And honestly, a ton of these guys always sim really well. One of them being Sagan. Line usually gets a lot of goals. Eichel, a lot of times, is the Art Ross Trophy winner. Malkin usually sims pretty well. Hedman's the best D-man in the game. Like, that's a very good power play unit. The second one's not bad at all. 4-man power play there. That's actually not, let me fix this. All right, so there we go. Both foremans getting 0 now, plus they're just a little bit more balanced. PK there, you can see first unit gets a +3. I mean, Barkov and Stahl, two of the best, two-way centers in the game. Doughty, Hedman again, I think it's a solid D pair. 3 penalty kill there, again, getting 0s. Barkov and Stahl, obviously, running those PKs. So the team looks pretty sick, honestly. I think they have a very good shot at the Stanley Cup, just like the first overall pick team. I'll take a quick look here at the captaincy. Usually it's just based on the highest rated players. I actually haven't set it yet, so you guys can kind of see as we look at this. Hedman wearing the C. I mean, he's the best D-man in the game, just won a cup. I don't mind that at all. Malkin wearing an A makes sense. I think actually I like those 3 captains. Also, too, they're actually the 3 guys on the thumbnail, so that works out pretty good. Next, I'll show you guys the offense, defense, goaltending ratings for this team. You can see we already did go through a preseason game, which actually reminds me, before I show you guys the ratings, there's a couple more players on this team I had scratched. Patrick Marleau and Quinton Byfield, literally the youngest second overall pick in the NHL and the oldest second overall pick in the NHL. Patrick Marleau was drafted second overall back in 1997, and then Quinton Byfield there drafted second overall in 2020. 23 years later, I mean, when Patrick Marleau got drafted, Quinton Byfield wasn't even born yet. I mean, who knows? Like, his parents might not have even been married yet. Like, literally just that much of a time difference. So, that's kind of crazy. Unfortunately for both of them, they're just like the lowest rated guys, so they're not going to make the team. Also, just wanted to show you guys quickly all the defense, second overall. So, I'll get back to the ratings now. I feel like offensively, we should be close to 100. Defensively, it's not going to be too great. Probably, I mean, the top here is really good, though. Maybe like an 88, and then goaltending is going to be bad. Like, goaltending is going to be like 76, I think. 100 offense, so I was right on there. 91 defense, even better than I thought. And the goaltending is worse than I thought, 71. Also, too, here you guys can actually see the jerseys. So that's the away. I tried to go with like a silver theme for this team, as obviously second overall, second at the Olympics, and whatever else is silver. So just made sense for them to be the silver team. The home there you can see is the gray with the light gray. And then the alternate, I think, was the black one. So nothing too crazy, but again, I thought that just fit in terms of the theme. So we're going to start here with the sim up to the deadlines. Here this team's at. Again, pretty high expectations. Now this is pretty surprising, guys. The Tampa Bay Lightning just fired their head coach after winning the Stanley Cup. Usually they're a pretty good team. We're about a week away here from the deadline. Very good record. So I think, this team's definitely living up to expectations. One more game there against Florida. Then we're actually playing Tampa on deadline day. So we're 40, 18, and 3. I assume first place in the division. Like, it's a pretty good point total at the deadline. Yeah, 83. Sharks, close on our tail there, 79. Same with the Golden Knights. I mean, even the Oilers, 77. So we're the best team in the West. 1 point away from being the best team in the league behind the Penguins. But it's still close. We've got a lot of teams there in the high 70s. Malkin's got 81 and 61. Dude's just tearing it up. Love to see that. So we'll keep simming now to the deadline. I'm going to take a quick look and see if there's been any growth on this team. Although, I mean, there's not too many young players. Yeah, Patrick and Kako, two of the younger guys on the fourth line. They really aren't going to grow too much. Sarchikov those up to an 88, so that's awesome. Could put him on the first line. Maybe. I mean, he's better than Line now. They're both getting +1 still. Barkov, Eichel, they haven't changed. Defensively, I don't think anyone's young enough to change. So we'll keep simming here. We got like 21 games to get 17 points to finish with 100+. I think we can do it. And this is really weird, guys. After Tampa Bay fired their head coach, they then traded a first-round pick to get David Perron, as well as Sanford, Bertuzzo. Allen Felt's a decent prospect goalie, third-rounder. I'm not really getting that one. Australia on waivers. Yeah, they have a negative record, so I don't know what they're doing trading a first-round pick. So we're now at the end of the season here, guys, with a 53-25-4 record. I think that's 110 points, if I'm not mistaken, which is a pretty good season. 110. The Golden Knights, though, 111, beat us by 1. That's crazy. Oilers as well at 100 points. Jets, Wild, Avalanche, 100. Wow. Lots of teams with 100+ points, which means you'd have to have some bad records. Yeah, lots of teams in the 60s for that to be the case. Malkin, 105 and 82. He went off this year. Honestly, I don't know if I would have expected that. I probably would have guessed it'd be Eichel or Sagan because they usually just kind of sim better. But Malkin, what a year for him. Eichel did have 94 and 82, which isn't too bad. Barkov, 71. Line 70. Sagan, only 67. Usually does a bit better than that. Maybe we weren't giving him enough ice time. But, yeah, 15:45. We probably need to give him more ice time than that. Svechnikov, 59. We know he grew in rating. Reinhardt, 57. Hedman, 55 as a D-man. Landeskog, Doughty, both 44. So, overall, I'd say pretty good from the team. Now, Lennon, how do you do as a goalie? 42 wins, 68 games isn't bad. .901, so you did finish above .97%. I'll take that. 2.186, below 3 goals against. For a 78 overall goalie, honestly, you can't ask for much more. Even Rodriguez stats, considering he's a 68, aren't too bad. Surprised he didn't grow at all. Getting some time in the NHL already. Take a look here at the entire league. I feel like Malkin's 105. It's probably going to be close for Yart Ross. As Eastern Conference. Western, I almost saw McDavid. Malkin on Pittsburgh, 118. Are you kidding me? So Malkin just huge year here. And regardless of what team he's on, Crosby 112, McDavid, Eichel on Buffalo, and then Malkin on our team gets 5th there. So, come on, 2 of the guys on our team finish above us, but on their respective actual teams. Still a pretty solid season, though. So take a look now at the standings. Obviously, we know we got 2nd there in the Pacific. I want to see how many teams had 100-plus points, because might be the most ever. So, 2nd in the league as well. We did pass the Penguins. And, wow. So, a 1/3 of the league had 100-plus points. It's ridiculous, to be honest. That is crazy. Montreal squeaks in the playoffs with 86 points. And then, yeah, I think there was like 5. I mean, right there's 5 teams with 70. And then, wow, yeah, 5 more teams with 60. So, basically, top half of the league, bottom half of the league. Really no middle ground this year for whatever reason, which is kind of interesting. Islanders seem to never really do well in that first year sim. St. Louis, kind of surprising. New York, Dallas, also sort of surprising. Detroit, not really surprising. Vancouver, Tampa Bay, I don't know how they just, fell from grace there. But I'll get started with the playoffs now. We're not playing Vegas because they finished first. We're playing the Oilers. So that'll be a good matchup. McDavid, Draisaitl, dynamic duo in the first round. See if we can stop them. I think we actually have like a decent chance here, but let's see what happens. Again, this is basically cup or bust for this team. We'll do the first 3 games. So we're at home the first 2, Metropolitan, wherever that is. Basically just a generic city. Wow, so we lost the first 4-3, but luckily came back big time. 8-1 win, then 6-4 win there in Edmonton. Next game here again in Edmonton, 5-1 win. Okay, so possible series clincher, game 5 at home. 2-1 OT win. Okay, so there we go. Moving on to the second round. Let's see who we're playing. Chicago beat Vegas, the best team in the league. And we have, and that's who we get to play, Chicago Blackhawks. So, again, this is our team, the franchise mode, but that's no longer the case in this video. We got to beat them. 4-3 loss, 7-6 loss. You kidding me? We better not get swept. I mean, they beat Vegas, so fair enough, but come on. 4-2 win, 5-3 win. We're right back in it. Tied up 2-2, basically a best of 3 at this point. 6-5 OT loss. We'll do this period by period here. Potentially, this is how we exit. I'm actually really surprised Chicago's doing this well. 3-0, wow. 5-2, and we hold on. Okay, 6-2. As soon as I saw it was 3-0, like, should be okay, but you never know. So now we have a game 7 here. I guess if I sim to game 6 period by period, I gotta do game 7. So game 7 against the Blackhawks. Come on, let's see if the boys can get it done. 1-0, Jack Eichel. On Marc-Andre Fleury. Nice trade. I mean, they needed a goalie. Vegas has 2. That makes a lot of sense. 5-0. Malkin gets a couple there. Wow, so we just shut him out in the game 7 round 2 playoffs. So looks like we have the Avalanche now in the Western Conference Final. That's going to be probably our toughest matchup yet. So see if we can get it done here. We have home ice advantage though for the rest of the playoffs, as the only team that did better than us in the regular season was Vegas. 1-1 there with the Avs after 2. Heading to Denver now. Game 3, game 4. 5-0 win, 5-3 loss. Okay, so this is going to be really close. It's 2-2, just like the last series. 3-1. Potentially moving on to the Stanley Cup Final. And there we go. It's the Boston Bruins in the Stanley Cup Final. Okay, like I said, the first overall pick team on the Stanley Cup. Can the second overall pick team get it done as well? 4-3 win, 3-0 loss. It's a pretty close series, like every single time. Wow, it's not good. 4-3 OT loss, 4-1 loss. Let's see if we can at least make it to game 6. We do. We do. We're alive. Okay, 3-2 series lead for Boston. Game 6, we're down 1. Bjork for them. Down 2. And that's how we lose the Stanley Cup. 5-0 loss to the Bruins. That's tough. But I mean, still, this team made the Stanley Cup Finals. I think that's pretty impressive. Boston Bruins, of course, were in the Stanley Cup Final 2 years ago against St. Louis Blues. Really not too bad of a team to lose to. I think I'll take that. Like, chances of us winning the Stanley Cup, there's still 31 teams. Sagan went off. 29 points, 24 games. Maybe you heard me kind of scrutinizing his regular season performance, but he definitely showed up there in the playoffs. Barkov as well. Malkin, Eichel, both points per game. Line more assists than goals, surprising. Svetch, Landeskog, Reinhardt. I mean, everyone played pretty good. Landeskog, Lettinen, not terrible stats. Like, you'd probably prefer better stats, but you definitely can win with those. So, Boston had Buffalo there in 5 in the first round. Toronto in 5. Philly in 5. We're the only team who actually won more than a game against them, so that's something. I'm surprised Boston did so well. And then you go the New York Islanders picking first overall. They did finish last, so there's something for the Islanders fans. I know there's some of you watching. We'll take a look at the awards next here. I'm not sure if we really have a chance at any, but you never know. So I didn't get the Stanley Cup or the President's Trophy. We're literally the runner-up for each, which actually, this is such a fitting... I just realized how fitting of a season this is. We were the runner-up for the Stanley Cup, runner-up to the President's Trophy. Now, we did win the Clarence S. Campbell, but if you don't go on to win the Stanley Cup, this is essentially a consolation prize like a silver medal. So individual awards, Malcolm there, Art Ross Trophy. He also got the Hart Trophy, Chris Letang, James Norris. Pittsburgh had a great year. McKinnon, Lady Bang back-to-back. Kaprizov, Calder. Again, I think he's got a good chance. If he's like first line on Minnesota, just getting more ice time, whatever else, I think he has a chance to kind of outperform Lafreniere, kind of just due to ice time. Bergeron, Conn Smythe. Talbot there got the Vezina. It's interesting. Allmark, William M. Jennings. Buffalo having the lowest goals against. Very interesting as well. John Merrill getting the Bill Masterton. Defenseman on a bad team. That makes sense. Minnesota Wild coach Jack Adams. I think you probably give it to the Buffalo coach if Buffalo makes the playoffs. O'Reilly there gets the Selke. Malkin, Ted Lindsay. And Malkin also gets the Maurice Richard. Actually, having said that with Buffalo, Chicago, if they make the playoffs, they have a good chance of getting the Jack Adams too. But there you go, guys. Again, I didn't even realize just how kind of fitting this season sim was with the second overall pick team getting second to the Stanley Cup, getting second to the President's Trophy. Just destined to always be second, I guess. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, leave that thumbs up. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.